Gerstlauer just dropped a bombshell on all of us by announcing that they have signed a contract to construct a new record-breaking coaster set to open in May of 2022. It'll be officially announced by the park in the next few months, and Gerstlauer is really hyping this thing up. People are already speculating where it's gonna go, and I want to talk about it, so here we go. There really aren't that many parks that could be contenders to receive this new Gerstlauer. It's not going to a Six Flags park because of the disaster on New Texas Giant. SeaWorld is still struggling from their spending spree and the effects of COVID-19. This ride is too large for most independent parks, maybe except for Kennywood and Lagoon, but these two already have rides that are very similar to a Gerstlauer. So the only independent park I can think of is Holiday World, but I don't think they're tight in space or have difficult terrain, which is something that was mentioned in the announcement. This leaves us with Hershend and Cedar Fair, and we're going to start with Hershend. They don't like wild adventures. They're not going to put this in Kentucky Kingdom because they just bought the park. Dollywood already has a Gerstlauer in Mystery Mine, and Silver Dollar City has Time Traveler, which has a similar track structure to a Gerstlauer, and Time Traveler would probably just be better than it anyway. Canada's Wonderland's not in the US. Michigan's Adventure, Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun, Dorney Park, Kings Island, Carowinds, and Kings Dominion all have the space. Knott's Berry Farm has Hang Time, and Cedar Fair doesn't like California's Great America enough to put this in. Yeah, sorry, but whatever happened to this? The only park left is none other than Cedar Point. It's perfect. Cedar Point is due for their next coaster. The last one was all the way back in 2018. Oh, you poor thing. They don't have that much space because they're on a peninsula, and Cedar Fair loves this park, so of course they would be willing to spend the money on this, and it is set for a May 2022 opening, and Cedar Point usually opens in May. But what if we're wrong? What if frickin' Knoebels gets it? We almost know for certain Cedar Point's getting a new coaster next year, so it's time to dive in to what will be Cedar Point's next coaster. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Amazing Coasters, and if you like amusement and theme parks, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. If you actually subscribe and become a member of our little community here, go ahead and comment, "I subscribed," and while you're down there, tell me what you think Cedar Point's next coaster will be. Is the whole Gerstlauer thing basically confirmed at this point, or is there another park or possibility we could be missing? Finally, if you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to give it a like, and with that, let's continue. I always start off these next coaster videos by taking a look at the park's current lineup and the additions they've added recently. Cedar Point has an almost flawless lineup of coasters. Their recent-ish coasters are Millennium Force, added in 2000, the first ever Giga coaster; Wicked Twister, the world's tallest impulse coaster, opened in 2002; Top Thrill Dragster, the tallest and fastest coaster in the world and the first coaster over 400 feet, opened in 2003; Maverick, an insane little Intamin Blitz, opened in 2007. In 2013, the world's tallest, fastest, longest, most inverting wing coaster, Gatekeeper, was added. In 2016, Valraven, the world's tallest, fastest, longest, most inverting dive coaster, opened. And lastly, opening in 2018, Steel Vengeance, the world's tallest, fastest, longest, steepest, most inverting hybrid coaster with the most airtime in the world. Whew, I'm gonna go take a nap after that. If you can't tell, Cedar Point really likes breaking records, and this should also be expected with their next coaster. However, before we get into the possibilities, let's take a look at the manufacturers Cedar Fair works with. S&S, Chance Rides, B&M, Mack Rides, RMC, Gerstlauer, and GCI. However, they definitely could work with a new manufacturer, like the Gravity Group or Vekoma or Premier. Okay, so now let's get into the options. Again, I'm pretty sure that their next coaster will be a record-breaking Gerstlauer. It just fits so well. I think this would go for the inversion record, beating Smiler with 15 inversions, 16 if they're feeling crazy. I think the layout would be similar to Smiler and Shellraiser, in that it's separated into two different halves. Cedar Point already has a lot of good launches though, so I think that there would be 2 lift hills. Here's a possible layout. JoJo roll right out of the station, lift hill, drop, banana roll, loop, 0G roll, sea serpent roll, corkscrew, second lift, barrel roll down drop, Immelman, cobra roll, inverted top hat, and finally a double heartline roll into the brakes. Even though it definitely would be a bit different from my idea, I had fun making that up, so don't judge me. Oh, and this ride will look epic at night, especially if they got KCL to do a light package like they did with Hang Time. If their 2022 coaster isn't this though, what could it be? Well, Tony Clark from Cedar Point said that it would top Steel Vengeance. Okay, sure. We'll humor this. What kind of ride could top Steel Vengeance? Well, personally, I don't think a GCI Woody or a B&M Flyer would cut it, even though these are two popular options that they kinda need. And they can't get one of those new Vekomas because it would be too similar to Maverick. What about a 4D coaster? No, not that. Like a big 4D. By S&S. Like Edgenica. Now that could top Steel Vengeance. Or what about an Axis coaster? That would be pretty revolutionary. And it would fit in with Cedar Point's break all records mentality, being the first of its kind. Could they break the 500-foot mark? I don't think so. Maybe the coaster after this one. The next coaster, if you will. Because the RMC T-Rex isn't really ready yet, B&M sure isn't making it, and Cedar Fair doesn't really work with Intamin anymore either after I-305 and Maverick, so that's gonna have to be off the table. One gap in Cedar Fair's almost perfect lineup is a spinning coaster. Could they contact Mac and get the tallest, fastest, longest, steepest, most inverting, whatever other records there are spinning coaster in the world? I think that would be a great fit here, or maybe Gerstlauer will take a crack at the extreme spinner. Maybe this is that new one-of-a-kind Gerstlauer coming to the United States. However, it seems too risky. Would Cedar Point really install a prototype without testing it out at a park like Canada's Wonderland first? It isn't exactly the 2000s anymore, so I'm really not so sure about the Gerstlauer spinner, but the Mac is definitely a possibility. What else is there? A Vekoma Flyer wouldn't break any records, an RMC Raptor doesn't have good enough capacity, a B&M Surf couldn't top Steel Vengeance. Yeah, I'm beat. I know Cedar Point really needs a good wooden coaster, because their only one right now is Blue Streak, which, I'm sorry, but it's a little on the tamer side. And even though it could be the park's next coaster after this 2022 one, I don't even think it's on the park's agenda. I mean, it's really not that marketable, especially when compared to a world's tallest, fastest, longest, whatever. Okay, so for my final predictions, I think Cedar Point has a 90% chance of getting the monster Gerstlauer, and I really believe it's gonna go for Smiler's inversion record, meaning that at the minimum, this thing will go upside down 15 times. The other 10% of my prediction is an Axis coaster, an S&S 4D, or a Mac Extreme Spinner, and this ride will obviously come in 2022. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel for more weekly content all about amusement and theme parks. Comment what you think Cedar Point's next coaster will be, or if I made any mistakes in this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time.